The name has been around for quite a few years now. That's what I was thinking. And if something feels like it's kicking off now, especially the last 12 months or so, is that what it feels like for you?
Yeah, I think sometimes you could become desensitized to it because we've sort of had like such a roller coaster. I mean, I bet all the bands say this, but with COVID and stuff, it's like you're almost like stuck in the mud. You're trying to get started and create something, and I found that really difficult. Really, we released a song called "A Better Life" in January of 2020, and that sort of took us to a next level. We were booked for the first time on a lot of major festivals. We started working with SJM Concerts, who promote just about every massive act that there is.
Yeah.
So it felt like for us that that was like, so we were getting started. And then we did a follow-up single called Measured in Gold and got that on like BBC and Radio X and stuff. And it felt like we was, we was poised to do really well that year with all these like festival slots. We planned our own debut tour in like Scotland, London, places like that. But we went into lockdown in March, so it was like all that was sort of undone, and we went through like a long, drawn out lockdown period that wasn't very productive, really. I mean, we ended up recording that four-track EP, the debut EP, and we did put plans together um for like a debut tour, but during lockdown we had like change of management, a lot of personal stuff going on within the band that meant the relationship wasn't as um how do I really say this? It wasn't as fluid as it was prior. I mean,
Yeah.
we obviously we couldn't really see any like goals anymore because we didn't know when live music was coming back. So
Mm.
you've not really got anything to work towards. Whereas
Yeah.
prior to then, you had a release date or a tour, the day was set in stone, and you know what you had to work towards. So our aims become like really sort of confused at the time. Um, so I mean, it was basically like we had to start again, really. The one good thing we did was that EP. We sort of released the first single in June 2020, 2021 rather. So it was
Yeah.
from the March to that June a year later, it was like a massive, massive period of time really where we weren't sure if people were still going to be interested. And it
Mm.
was a shot in the dark really because we'd had like social media silence for like, the vast majority of it. So a lot of people were asking like, were we still together? Were we still doing stuff? So it was
Yeah.
difficult coming out of that. But
Yeah. Was there any times you sort of doubted it, or like how hard was it to pick yourselves up and come out the other end of a period like that? Because it must have been difficult, especially the timing of going into lockdown and stuff.
yeah, I think from seeing sort of like really good short-term success following like when the song A Better Life came out, like all different promoters were interested. We'd got a slot on like Bingley Weekend and main stage on before like the Libertines, and which was insane. We was on Kendall Calling main stage before like DMAs, I think it was our slot, and it was like it was sort of a bit insane. It almost didn't feel real. And to pick yourself up from that was near impossible. It nearly sort of broke us as a band, to be honest, because felt like we had to completely start again. We had a change of management as well, um, just
Mm.
following the first EP's release. So that also felt like it was a completely new start. So there was like several fresh starts during lockdown, really. Um,
Yeah.
but it seems now though, because of that, we have got like a loyal fan base that a lot of them have, been active on our social media for the last, however long, and it's like they're always sort of interested in whatever we do. Which, I mean, when we put Grilla, well, we originally before we put Grilla on sale, we put a gig on at Night and Day Cafe, which would have been our biggest Manchester headline. Because on the tour we only did the Castle, which was about 80 tickets, so we weren't really sure how it was going to go. And I think the actual 250 original tickets for that day went within about an hour. So we
Yeah.
were like, what the hell? We upgraded it to Grilla, then that went slowly over the next couple of weeks. So it's like it's almost amazing to see that you've got, I don't exactly know how big Grilla is, like 500, 600 tickets, something like that. You've got like a fan base of that many people just in Manchester that are willing
Yeah.
to part with their cash and come and see you. It's like it's not something we take for granted, really. So